Let's do it. Hey, everybody. It's the Fantasy Books and Games comic book preview stream that we do every Tuesday night. I'm Aaron. This is Sam.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, thanks for being here for the stream. Hey, Jesse. So, pretty decent amount of books coming out tomorrow, I think.
It looks like it.
I had I thought it wasn't going to be a big stack, and then it was like a kind of a medium stack, maybe bigger than I meant it to be.
Yeah.
When I was just like, oh, that looks interesting. That looks interesting. So yeah, let's. You know what they always get me with? Those dang facsimiles, and that's what we're gonna start off with.
Yeah.
There's there's like the regular ones that they're printing. Batman 619. This is the final issue of the original Hush story. So if you've been following that, you might want to grab this. I don't have a whole lot to say about it that I haven't said already. I'm not even the biggest fan of the original Hush. But it exists. It's a thing, and I haven't. Have they done? How many issues of Hush 2 have they done? Has it only been 2?
It's at least 3.
3. Okay.
I think.
I feel like it's moving really slowly.
Yeah.
Whereas, like it couldn't have started that. I don't know. My timeline's all messed up. I know they started doing these facsimiles a few months before Hush 2 came out. But I'm just thinking like, oh, they're done with the original Hush, and they've barely started Hush 2. That's what it feels like.
I feel like it's 3. Yeah,
Okay.
They're about in the middle.
That would make more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this issue has the ending, and I guess I won't spoil it per se. But I do want to point out the back page. I do like when I see these facsimiles, and they have like the editorial of like all the stuff that's coming out around that time.
Oh, that's cool.
So this would have been 2002. And I like that there's a little advertisement here for Plastic Man #1 by Kyle Baker.
Wow.
And this is a great series. Have you ever read this one, Sam?
Never, yeah.
I highly, highly recommend it. It's really good. It's like Kyle Baker, he's a writer-artist on it. And he's like Looney Tunes style comics, but with Plastic Man.
Okay.
And it's really, really good. It's fantastic. So that was like a treat. I was flipping through that, and I was like, hey, taking me back 25 years to the Kyle Baker Plastic Man.
The ad on the back of that one took me back with Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, that's worth mentioning. Yeah, check this out. Remember the Spawn in Soul Calibur.
That's wild.
I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Let's see. Spawn. I played Spawn. He was in the Xbox one. That's the one that I had.
So I played Link.
You had a GameCube?
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, Link was better than Heihachi, from Tekken, who was in the PlayStation one, where I'm just like, he just felt pointless to be in Soul Calibur. Like, he didn't even have a weapon.
Right.
Like, Link at least has a sword and the bombs. Like, he fits right in, at least functionally, if not aesthetically. Whereas Spawn fits in very aesthetically. But I didn't like that they kind of just made him a mimic character. I don't know if you ever played Spawn.
I never played Spawn.
His moveset was like an amalgamation of every other character in the game, and which made him kind of pretty powerful, because you could like, if he just had like not every character's move, but he had moves from every character, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So he had some characters that like some of their moves had a lot of reach, and other moves were just really powerful. And yeah, it was neat, but I still got to play my boy Killick as
Killick
my main.
Was your guy?
Killick was my main.
I was all about Cervantes and Holdo.
Cervantes was good, especially in 2. He was really good in 2. He was kind of one of the button mash characters, though.
I didn't do that. I swear.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah.
All right, other facsimiles coming out tomorrow. Fantastic Four #49,
all right.
Part 2 of the Galactus epic. And if you haven't read this series, I mean, if you want to see this new Fantastic Four movie, you owe it to yourself to read the original Galactus. And, for all the, look at it, If This Be Doomsday, what a great, this is the issue that has the first appearance of Galactus in it. And for all my complaining about Pedro Pascal and how he looks in the new movie, right here we have Reed Richards with like a beard, scruffy 5 o'clock shadow. So I guess I got to give it to Pedro Pascal. It's sort of comic accurate. Like, I'm not totally sold, but like right there, they do have him looking a little scruffy looking.
Right.
But that's only for that page. Like he then like for this opening scene, he's scruffy, but then later on, also yeah, we have pantsless Galactus, and everybody kind of forgets in his first appearance he just had the skirt, no pants,
And the big G.
and the big G, yes, so that you knew who he was. uh, but yeah, they kind of like they reconvene at a certain point. Yeah,
Oh, and
they
he
even show
shaves.
they
Okay.
show him shaving. So you know what? If this scene is in the movie, if they actually have Pedro Pascal shave, I will accept it. I'm okay with it. But you
You hear
know,
that, Disney?
that's right. So that better be in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one of the all-time greats of superhero comics, of Jack Kirby comics. Just fantastic stuff, and I'm very excited that it's getting facsimile reprints. You know, I'm gonna temper that just a little bit, though. I still wish Marvel's reprint quality was as good as DC's reprint
Right.
quality. Because, speaking of, there is a DC reprint coming out tomorrow, and that is Adventure Comics 210, which is the very first appearance of Crypto, the super dog. Yay! I'm so excited that Crypto is going to be in the new Superman
Yeah.
movie. And one of the things about this, I was talking to you about this earlier, Sam.
Yes.
It's like it only a little bit. It bothers me just the teensiest bit. If you go to the comic book store and you're looking for this facsimile, it's going to be polybagged. I should have had one in the polybag as an example. But the reason for that is because every issue of this contains the chance to win a ticket to the opening night of the new Superman movie that I think you will attend with James Gunn.
That's wild.
So yeah, that is pretty wild. So that's
Yeah.
why you don't know. You know, it's like a golden ticket thing. So if you open it, you will see on the front cover here, "Sorry, you didn't win
Aw.
Crypto's Golden Biscuit Sweepstakes. The opportunity to attend the world premiere." It just okay. It doesn't say with James Gunn. It just says just says you get to go to the premiere, which I suppose would be neat and all.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm actually more interested in just having a facsimile reprint of the original Superdog, the Crypto comic, because it's such a it is the Silver Age, and it's such a Silver Age story, but it's yeah, he just like it just the story just starts with a dog catcher catching him, like, who's that stray mutt? He doesn't have a license, and then he just busts out, and so Superboy finds him, and then there's like a convoluted explanation about how he is actually Superman, like Kal-El's pet dog on Krypton, and they're testing the rockets, and before they send baby Kal-El, they're like, well, let's test it on some animals, and they send Crypto, and
that's very Earthling.
exactly, it's an Earth dog. Well,
Yeah.
as you know, Sam, the one of the famous super pets, Bippo, Bippo, the super monkey. He's not actually a monkey. He's just an animal from Krypton that resembles a monkey, and that's why he has superpowers when he came to Earth, the same as Crypto and Superman and Supergirl, etc. But yeah, so yeah, this is a fun story. It's just the story of like a boy and his dog, and it's like he's reunited with Crypto, and he's so happy to have a dog. He thinks it's going to be so much fun, but it turns out a dog with superpowers is kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah,
Can you imagine? Do you have pets, Sam?
I do.
Yeah. Do you have a dog?
I have cats.
You have. I also have cats, and the last thing in this world I want is for them to have superpowers.
That would be horrible.
It would be a living nightmare. So yeah, super poops, exactly. And so yeah, there's like it's kind of funny. I'm just recounting the story this bit at this point, but there's some funny bits where he makes like a stone doghouse and like fashions chains out of rock for Crypto, and he's trying to like keep him under control, but of course Crypto just gets out and keeps causing mischief, and it's all kind of like leading up to like how is he going to solve the Crypto problem, like, and I'm thinking, like, my thought, and this is probably your thought too, it's like, okay, he learns like all children do to train the dog. Like, you get a dog, you got to learn the responsibility. If you know, it's a big responsibility to have a dog, and so you got to like learn to train them. And so I'm thinking, okay, that's what's going to happen. There's going to be some lesson about Superboy, like learning how to control Crypto and whatever. No,
No,
that's not what happens. It ends. It ends with Crypto just running away. he, he just he just runs away
Into space.
into space, which is like it as Superboy says, a mere backyard to him. Well, considering he's such a big bother, I'm glad he's gone.
And that's how it ends.
And that's how it ends. But and then there's a little "Are you sure, Superboy?" And he sort of stares up at the sky wistfully, hoping that Crypto will maybe come back and visit him someday. So
That's an ending.
that's an ending where
Yeah.
like I keep thinking it's gonna build to like, you know, like a nice satisfying ending. Now Crypto's here to no, it just ends with Crypto leaving and Superboy is like first happy and then a little sad that his dog ran away. But still, and there's also it is a full reprint of Adventure Comics, so we've got like an Aquaman and a Green Arrow story in there. So definitely go out and grab yourself a copy of Adventure Comics. You might win a chance to go to the premiere of the new Superman movie.
Possibly
I don't know.
with James Gunn.
I'm gonna guess not with James Gunn.
Probably not.
Probably not. But still, you know, that's pretty neat, I suppose. So another book coming out, not really technically a facsimile, but I've been sort of including it because it's in this weird reprint territory, which is Rob Liefeld's Youngblood #3. I think I explained this to you with the last issue.
How they recolored it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a rewrite, which is why I'm so fascinated by it, because Joe Casey, he just like took the pages and just rewrote everything. Like
That's wild.
It's almost a different story.
Yeah.
And it's very Marvel method in its own way, because a lot of times that's what
Pictures come first,
and then they write the dialogue and fill in the details. And but yeah, it's kind of neat just seeing like from like the creative process, you know, especially if you've ever read the original issues. It's kind of neat just comparing them.
So would you say that it's an improvement, or is that kind of hard to...
So that's kind of the thing, because it's like, I think in many ways you could say that it is technically better. Okay. I don't want to like join the chorus of people that think Rob Liefeld is the biggest hack in the world, right, but he's not known for his writing chops. No. Whereas Joe Casey is a very good writer. He's actually one of my favorite like contemporary superhero writers, or you know, sci-fi, whatever, you know.
He did Godland, right?
Yeah, he did Godland, which, by the way, Godland getting a facsimile reprint #1 coming this summer. So we'll be talking about that one a lot.
Nice.
But yeah, so I guess going back to what I was saying, on a technical level, you could say that this is a vast, vast, vast improvement over the original Youngblood. But I have to admit, the original one, it does just kind of have a charm where it feels like it's more authentically the thing it's trying to be. Whereas this this is maybe the closest analogy I can give, but it's not 100% accurate. But it's sort of like watching the Star Wars special editions where they have all the like modern CGI in the 1977 movie, and it's just really jarring where it's none of it really meshes correctly. Like it's a new thing. It doesn't feel like the movie it's supposed to be, and it's like technically better. Like you could say the special effects are technically improved, but it loses a little bit of that just authenticity. Yeah. And that's kind of what's going on with the Youngblood. I'm still enjoying it just from the just the creative experiment. You know, I really, it's very rare that you get to see something like this where you just have pages rewritten and you get to see through the eyes of somebody else, like how they're interpreting this art and recontextualizing it into like a new scene. That's which cool. Is kind of neat. You know, I like that. But we're getting really deep into the weeds of like the types of entertainment you get out of comic books. Most people just enjoy reading the story. And this is one of those things where the thing I like about it the least is the story. You know, I just like it. I like it as an intellectual exercise, not necessarily the story. But you know, it's out there, it exists, and it's a really neat thing. Nice. And it is the first time it's being printed as issues. This was previously released as a hardcover. They just did, I think it was all 10 issues of the original Youngblood, just as a big hardcover. Okay. So this is, you know, it's neat to get it in the issue form. All right, so that's enough for the facsimiles and reprints and whatnot. Got a few books to talk about. You read a few books. I read a few books. Something that I did not read, but I think is worth highlighting that's coming out tomorrow is Aliens Verse Avengers
Ooh.
#4.
Have you been reading that?
I have not. This I know this book has been a long time coming,
Yes.
and that's part of the reason I stopped reading it was because I read issue 1. What was that, like a year and a half
It's
ago?
been a
Like
long time,
it's been
yeah.
like a year, and I read issue 1, and I thought it was. Have you been reading this?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm up to date.
Okay, I don't want to. You haven't read this issue then.
I have not
Okay.
read this issue.
I don't want to spoil this for you then, so I won't flip too far into it. But you did in issue 3 then. This is issue 4, the final issue of the series. Do the X-Men show up in issue 3?
I think they show up at the very end. It's been a while.
Okay, because as
It's
you can,
either
it's
the
been
X-Men
a while, right?
or yeah, either the X-Men or Wakanda.
Okay.
Yeah.
The point is, a lot of people I've talked to have said they're just waiting for the trade on this because it has taken so long to come out. Even if you read the issues, you've already forgotten what happened in the previous issues, so you
Yeah.
can just read the trade. But I am happy to see that the X-Men, as you can see on the cover here, this Old Man Wolverine and Emma Frost, and they're blasting some aliens.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So it is like the X-Men are here, and as you can see from the first page, there's Mr. Sinister and all the Sinister clones.
Oh,
So
well, I won't spoil what he does in the series.
yeah, I think, was he in the first issue? I thought he like.
He's either in the first or the second.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember. The point is, I read the first one, and I saw this was okay, and then like it took too long. I think issue 2 came out, and I was like, I've already lost interest, and then it was like another 4 months before issue 3 came out.
The
and
delays have been real.
Delays have been rough. So it's a lot of, but all you people out there that have been eagerly anticipating Aliens vs. Avengers 4, here it is. You, having read the 3 issues, you would give it a solid recommendation?
Yeah, for the most part. It was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like as far as like crossovers that I've read with
Mhm.
like Aliens and Predators or whatnot, like yeah, I'd say this is in kind of the It is Hickman. Like
That's true.
yeah.
It is Hickman for all its.
Is that a selling point for
It's
you?
it's
or-
not an immediate selling point for me, but it does factor into the consideration in I don't know how to put it. It's not an automatic negative.
right.
I appreciate that he's a contemplative person, and I know that whenever he's approaching something, I don't feel like he's ever just gonna treat it
Right.
over like simply. Like he'll bring his all to it, and I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I just don't always like everything that he
Well,
does.
his all can be very complicated.
His all can be too much
I'm
sometimes.
reading East of West right now.
Yeah.
And that is one of those stories where it's like I followed that up with the X-Men Krakoa era. Powers of X. I like that a lot, and then I went to East of West, and East of West is a lot.
Yeah, I never finished East of West, and Krakoa honestly like turned me off to a lot of his
really?
stuff.
Yeah.
For a variety of reasons that maybe we'll save for a different discussion sometime. But on the subject of the Versus comics, also coming out tomorrow it's not just Aliens versus Avengers, it's Godzilla versus Avengers,
Whoa.
and this book totally different tone from the Alien one. I think I guess it's not fair at this point to say it's a prediction because it's just very, very obvious from the evidence. But as I had said, the Godzilla series is progressing through the decades. So like the Fantastic Four was the 60s, Hulk was the 70s, Spider-Man was the 80s, X-Men was the 90s, and here we have in the 2000s, very clearly it's the new Avengers, Spider-Man and Wolverine. Where is Sentry? That's a good question. I haven't read this yet, so I don't know if he actually shows up at some point. But it looks like it's Fin Fang Foom that's in it, and I think Sentry's just not in it. So this is one of those times where Sentry was not available because he was in the corner crying or something. I don't know.
That sounds about right.
That's how Bendis treated him in his run.
Whoa.
But yeah, Jet Jaguar showing up here. That's pretty cool. So I don't really know anything about this issue other than it's the New Avengers era, and Fin Fang Foom is in it for some reason. But even the art is kind of evoking that style of art, like a little bit of that Lionel Francis Yu, Steve McNiven Who else did that? Mike Deodato, I think. They all like were on that New Avengers era.
Yeah.
But yeah, so but yeah, I mean the fact that it has Fin Fang Foom in it and Jet Jaguar, like very different in tone from the Hickman Avengers, which is
Existential dread.
yeah, like more in line with the original Alien movie.
Yeah.
Whereas this is more in line with the like later Godzilla movie, the Godzilla movies with Jet Jaguar in them,
Right.
which I think are a lot of fun, but they're kind of silly sometimes.
That's okay.
But I haven't read this one yet. I definitely really like this variant cover here.
Is that Mike Allred?
That's Mike Allred, yeah. And it's got the retro. This is the retro cover. They've been doing retro covers for each series with like the classic Godzilla logo, and this is like the old Avengers logo. Although it is like it's a little jarring to me to see Mike Allred drawing the new Avengers era, and also his Fin Fang Foom is like the original. Like it's not green. It's like it's weirdly off model now.
Like he looked completely different. I didn't recognize him.
Yep. But still looks pretty cool. I'm a big fan of Mike Allred, so I'm gonna get it. All right. What's something that you read, Sam?
I read, let's see, Exquisite Corpses #2.
Oh, good. You read that, so I didn't have to.
I read it, so you didn't have to.
Yeah. Well, what'd you think?
Well, we talked a little bit about it in terms of what the second issue brings. Like, I don't know if we talked about last time on the stream when Exquisite Corpses #1 was on. Like, did we talk about that?
I think we did. I think we talked about it. Like my opinion was I didn't finish the whole issue. It was like a triple sized issue, and it felt really long, and it had a lot of exposition for an oversized issue.
Yes.
Which kind of, and I get that they have like a lot of characters to set up, but I did find myself thinking like why are we trudging through all this expedition and introducing all these characters and they're not doing anything in this issue?
Right.
And I don't remember if I said this when we talked about issue 1, but I'm saying it now. This series definitely feels like it's written for a streaming TV show. Would you agree with that assessment?
I would 100% agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the beginnings of like a TV show or some kind of option for that.
Yeah, okay.
We also had questions as to like why the killers or why they set up this program in like an inhabited town. Where, why wouldn't they just do this event? So
like in an arena or just out in the wild,
Right. Yeah. And still no answers as to why they do that. This issue kind of like introduced another killer.
Mm-hmm.
He kills somebody. New killer comes along. Well, I won't.
I don't
want to spoil.
You don't have to spoil
but it. But it felt a little like they're setting up a formula.
Yeah,
it's going to be the case for like each one of these issues.
Well, and that's makes it feel more television-like, where it's like Monster of the Week kind of. Like each issue, the one killer shows up and then gets killed or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's neat and all, but yeah, I didn't. I don't know. It didn't really.
It didn't strike me as Tinian's like strongest work.
Yeah. Yeah. It just didn't. It didn't connect with me. Yeah. I can say, but I mean, so like second issue. Like, would you say if you compare it to the first issue, like if you were invested in the setup from the first issue, how does the second issue follow through with that?
If you like the first one, the second one delivers pretty much the same.
Okay.
Stuff, except with sans the exposition.
Okay. Yeah. So if you're invested in the premise, then you probably can keep up with it.
If you like serial killer stuff or like movies like The Purge or stuff like that, this is probably going to appeal to you.
Okay. Okay. Well, there you go. Yep. Are you going to keep reading it?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean that's actually a legitimate answer. Why that's a lot of the stuff I read here is like, well, it's there, so I can read it.
They got me for the first one.
So one of the series that I actually haven't read this issue yet, but I'm just going to recommend it based on the high concept and the premise, because I just spent so much time kind of like nitpicking the premise of Exquisite Corpses. I really like the premise of Los Monstruos, and this issue 2 comes out tomorrow. And this one is very simple. We talked about issue 1 when it came out last month, and it's just a private detective story where the main character is a werewolf, and it takes place in a city that is entirely inhabited with like classic monsters, like mummies and Draculas and fishmen and Frankenstein's, and it's really really well told. Like I really like it's just like on a technical level, functionally it's just a classic detective story with the main like a Sam Spade detective story where the main character is just kind of this down on his luck schmuck.
Right.
He's an ex-cop. The cops don't like him. He's got a drinking problem. He's got problems with women, and he gets sucked into this case that's supposed to be really simple, and then it kind of the more threads he pulls, the bigger and more dangerous it gets. It's just really, really good.
Classic noir
and
kind of.
classic film noir.
Yeah.
And I'm all saying this based off of just the first issue alone. Like I said, I haven't read issue 2, but I still really, really recommend it. I liked it a lot. Also coming out tomorrow, just a few things I think I want to recommend, but I don't want to talk about extensively. Batman and Robin, Year 1, Issue 8. The great Chris Samney. This is one of my favorite Batman comics coming out right now. The main villain, or one of the main villains, I should say, if we haven't talked about it, is Clayface. And I just want to just show off like how cool this cover is. Like his mask, and it's reflecting both Batman and Robin, and it creates this effect. Like it's really neat. It's a cool comic.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris Samney is awesome. He's just like I love his classic Batman and Robin look here. But yeah, so this is issue 8. It's a 12 issue series. So if you haven't jumped on now, find the issues if you can. But I'm sure there's going to be a collected edition coming out soon. Have you read this one at all,
I
Sam?
have not, but I love Chris Samney's art.
So, yeah, then you will definitely like it.
Nice.
Also coming out tomorrow, New Gods number 7. This is another series that I really like. Cool cover here with Mr. Miracle on it. Did you see the announcement for the Mr. Miracle animated series?
No.
Oh yeah, they're doing a Mr. Miracle like an adult animated series, but it's based off of the Tom King run, which
you're not excited.
I'm not excited about that at all. Like I'm sorry, all you Tom King fans out there, but I don't care. You know what I would love? Like a full-on Jack Kirby Mr. Miracle series, cool. Which I feel like would be more interesting in animation, but of course, like animation for adults means you have a bunch of characters animated sitting on a couch talking about their feelings or something. I don't know. Okay, that's all of that. But this New God series is really good, and as I've said before, I love the way they have different artists doing like different like introduction scenes, and yeah, just I feel like I guess the reason I brought up that Tom King animated Mr. Miracle series is because what I like about this series the New God series by Ram V is that I feel like he does a good job of balancing the bombastic original Jack Kirby action New Gods with a more contemporary, thoughtful drama take on the New Gods, and it's kind of got it all. And it's really, really well done.
I feel like the original New Gods had nuance to it too, but reading this, I feel like he's carrying that on.
Yeah, I agree. He's doing a good job of carrying the legacy, which is, as I've probably said before, a notoriously difficult thing to do. Like New Gods is one of my favorite things that Jack Kirby has ever done, and it's also, I feel like it's also the hardest for anybody else to continue at DC.
Yeah.
Like other than Darkseid kind of just becoming the ultimate villain of DC, like I feel like everybody kind of fumbles whenever they try to keep the New Gods things going. But this has been really good, so I highly recommend it. We got, let's see, a few other things we're gonna blast through really quick. Bug Wars. Have you been reading Bug Wars? Yeah. So I haven't had a chance to read this issue yet, but I'm very excited about it. This series has just been awesome. It is, very simply put, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids meets Conan the Barbarian. It's bloody. It's got a kid who gets shrunk down into Bug World with all these like bug barbarian people, and also he has superpowers, and it's just really, really good. It's great. I don't know if I have much else to say. Anything to add?
Nothing to add.
Nothing to
I
add.
think I'm behind. I'm only 2 issues in.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, there's so the reason I don't even want to flip through this that much is because I was before the stream. I was flipping through it to get a feel for like what to show off, and I spoiled something for myself. Very, very major spoiler.
Oh,
So I was
huge.
like, all right, we're that's all we're gonna say. But I really like it. It's really good. All right, let's see. What's something else that you read? You want to talk
I
about?
read Emma Frost, The White Queen, #1.
All right.
This was good. It has a lot of like X-Men nostalgia to it.
Okay.
So it's
Let's
Emma
put it on.
Frost.
Let's
She's
put it
at
on
a
screen.
secret meeting of the Hellfire Club, or rather, like a really big meeting of like the Hellfire Club.
Okay. Like right off the bat, opening panel 2, we got her.
The corset.
Yeah, putting on the corset. That's great.
Yeah. And of course, mutants show up. I won't say who.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what, like, is this one of those retro continuity books, or does this?
I think it is because
Okay.
there's definitely going to be more issues. They like hint.
But it's not taking place like in present continuity with the X-Men.
Not that I could tell. Well,
Okay.
definitely not because of like the X-Men who show up.
They're like
X-Men
classic
appear,
X-Men.
yeah, they're
Okay.
like-
I was trying to see the. Was there a credits page that I flipped over, or is this one of those books that has the credits at the back of the book?
I don't remember.
I don't like comics that get too fancy about that nowadays. Yeah. Well, there's your Nightcrawler.
Yeah,
So okay, so I don't know. So you enjoyed this?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Did it? So you said it felt like classic. Kind of, it had like a classic
So
feel.
you have the team of like Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Colossus, and Storm.
Mhm.
You know, like those are
That's 80s X-Men right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They
Okay.
show up because a mutant shows up on the scene, kind of just like
Mhm.
happenstance.
So Emma Frost is like the villain, kind of like
Kind
or
of.
she's in her villain phase. You could say.
Yeah, she's in.
Yeah, she's in her villain era.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I completely like skipped over this because there's just always random X-Men books coming out, but I didn't know that it had like it was set in older continuity. So that actually piques my interest because, as you know, those are kind of like the only books that I'm reading at Marvel these days. It's just the old
stuff,
guy stuff. So I don't know. I might have to check this out.
Yeah.
Something new coming out tomorrow. I actually meant to talk about this earlier when we talked about that facsimile reprint. But there is Crypto #1, a brand new Crypto series. This is written by Ryan North and illustrated by Mike Norton. And I did read through most of this, and it is pretty okay. I think we've talked about this, Sam. I'm not the world's biggest Ryan North fan.
Isn't he the current Fantastic Four writer?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I don't have anything against him. I'm just like, every time I read something, I'm like, I feel like this is something I should like, but I just don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, too cute. It is. Yeah, look at that cutie Crypto holding on to a little super baby. But yeah, so it's actually kind of interesting reading through this while also reading the facsimile.
Yeah.
Because I think that North does a good job of pulling the elements from the original, the actual origin. Like this, it just opens with them on Krypton, and he's their dog, and they take him for a walk, and he's got the little S symbol because that's the House of L.
Right.
That's their house symbol. And you got this page of
Aww.
Crypto sleeping with a little tiny teensy weensy baby, Kal-El. And then they send him on the mission where they use him in a test rocket, and he gets knocked off course, and it's extra sad because Crypto's all by himself in space.
Oh God.
And he goes through a wormhole, and then I won't spoil what happens, but as if you read the facsimile, which I detailed, Crypto basically ends up on Earth at some point.
He makes it.
He makes it. He doesn't die in the first issue.
That's good.
But it is I think it's a 5-issue series, and yeah, it's cute. Mike Norton's art is really good. He's a good artist. I like
Mhm.
him. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. It's solid.
Check it out.
Yeah, I mean, we can all use more super pets. Like I do like the super pets. Also coming out tomorrow, Fantastic Four Fanfare #2. More Fantastic Four stuff. I should have talked about this after talking about the Fantastic Four facsimile. So I wasn't sure if I was going to keep reading this series. I read the first issue. This is just an anthology series, and I read the first issue. It had like 2 out of 3 stories that I really liked, and that's always the tough thing when you have anthology stories because you can have some that you like, some that you don't like,
Right.
and it's always kind of a crapshoot of what you're going to get. So like I said, the first one was 2 out of 3. That's pretty good in my book. This one is like a 1 out of 3,
Oh.
and that's with there's a Jonathan Hickman Fantastic Four story,
Mhm.
which should be a selling point for a lot of people, but I'm not the biggest fan of his Fantastic Four.
Okay.
And I don't want to spoil it, but it's a cute like little inconsequential story. And then there's the second story here by John Tyler Christopher, who also is somebody I feel like I should be familiar with, but I'm not.
I love the art.
Yeah, it's interesting art.
Yeah.
It stood out to me, but just like didn't totally sell me on it. And admittedly, maybe it's just my prejudice of seeing Reed with a beard, but I was just like, it just didn't totally work for me. But then the third story is written and drawn by Mark Buckingham,
Okay.
who is a great artist. And as you can see just by looking at it, classic retro art style.
Mhm.
He's really channeling his Jack Kirby and Big John Buscema. And this story takes place during and after the events of issue 144. So it's very specific. It's tied to continuity in a very specific way, and it follows 2 of Doctor Doom's henchmen after like the failed plot of 144 of them trying to kind of redeem themselves. And it's really good. I mean, first of all, the art is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like this is like I have to admit, I read this story and I get mad because I'm like, why aren't more comic books this good looking? Like, it's just really, really good. And that's the kind of thing you get with anthologies because, Mark Buckingham can take an 8-10 page story and spend 6 months on it and make it look really good,
Right.
and then turn it in and they'll publish it. He wouldn't be able to he could, but other artists maybe couldn't necessarily keep up that quality monthly.
Right.
And so it's always one of those things where it's I see this though, and I get frustrated because I'm like, man, I really wish more of Marvel's comics look like this these days.
Yeah.
Like it's just really really good. Like look at the thing
Oh,
looks
hell
so
yeah.
good. Yeah, it's really good. So they kind of got me with this Marvel. They pulled it out. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep going with this anthology series, but I liked that one story so much. Even though it's the only one I liked out of the 3,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to keep it going. So good job, Marvel. You got me. All right, I got a few more books to talk about. One really quick. I haven't had a chance to read this, but we talked about crypto and we talked about. I don't know. Did we talk about anything else that was cute? Maybe it was just crypto.
I think it was just.
Well, we also have It's Jeff, another
Yay.
Jeff comic, talking about too cute. Jeff is definitely having a moment. They put out another Jeff, like the 3rd or 4th Jeff one shot last month,
Yeah.
and this is the beginning of an actual series, like a 5-issue miniseries.
Oh, nice.
And so this is. I was a little uncertain because it's written by Kelly Thompson, who wrote all the other Jeff comics.
Right.
But artist is not Gear Hero. It's Toki Koro, who I'm not familiar with. But I think they channel like it fits the classic the Gear Hero style, and also they keep it like silent comics, which not totally silent, but like Jeff is silent, so yeah, it looks cute. It looks good. Like I like that,
Yeah.
So all you people like yeah, like I'm just yeah, it's cute. super cute. We all love Jeff. He's super cute. But all you people that are like really enthralled with Jeff right now, you've been playing that Marvel Rivals game, and you're like, who is this Jeff character? He's so cool. Marvel is really delivering. I think we're not there yet, but we're on our way to having Jeff oversaturation. Like I can see it coming.
If he makes it into the next Marvel movie.
Oh, that'll be the nail in the coffin for Jeff. But so if you can't get enough Jeff, here it is, new Jeff series. All right, I have 2 books I really want to talk about. So I'll talk about one. I'm going to talk about your last book, and then I'll talk about my last book. Very briefly, the 3rd issue of Mouse Guard, Dawn of the Black Axe comes out tomorrow. I am such a huge fan of Mouse Guard. I know I've talked about every issue that has come out thus far. This just looks great, and I guess part of the reason I'm so, I don't want to say shocked that I'm saying that, is because part of the big appeal of the original Mouse Guard series was the artist, Dave Peterson's art, and he's not drawing this series, but the artist who is drawing it, Rodriguez, does a fantastic job of channeling Peterson's art style. And wow, what a cool comic. I really love this. And it's so nice to see Mouse Guard back, because it's been a while since they published Mouse Guard, and I am here for like new Mouse Guard stories.
I love that panel. I don't know why.
Oh yeah. No, that's good looking. I like this whole spirit animal character is really nice. And yeah, it's just good. We got snakes fighting each other. Really, really cool comic. So Mouse Guard is one of those books that I always recommend. People come in and they're asking for books for kids, and Mouse Guard is kind of my go-to. That's like it's for kids, but it doesn't feel like a kid's book, right. And so I feel like somebody, like if your kid is looking for something that's maybe just like a little bit more mature, but still accessible to them, like Mouse Guard is the book. Also, it has cute little mice in it. So just running with the theme of cute animals today. All right. What's the last book that you read?
Well, not a cute animal book.
Not a cute animal book.
I read Bring on the Bad Guys Doom.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad you read this one so that I didn't have to. Although I have to say that cover looks really cool.
Yeah, it is pretty neat.
Let's put it on camera.
That would make more sense. I don't know. Brain fart there.
It's all right. Yeah, so I saw this is written by Mark Guggenheim, who he's been around at Marvel for a while. Like, he's written some stuff.
Yeah.
So tell me about this book. I haven't flipped through it at all.
Really simple story.
Okay.
There is someone trying to get a hold of 6 special daggers in order to. I can't remember what the object was. It was like.
Yeah, there's dagger there.
They need those daggers in order to control the souls of everybody on Earth.
Okay.
Yeah. And so Doom finds the person who's trying to get them and tries to take them back.
Yeah, this looks pretty good. I might have to read this.
The art was cool. The story didn't do too much for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed the art.
Is it a series or just like a one-shot?
I think all of those Bring on the Bad Guys are part of the same series.
Oh, I see. It's like the series is Bring on the Bad Guys, and this is the Doom issue of it. Okay.
I think
that would make more sense, honestly. No, because like I saw this and maybe this is my fault for not doing enough research, but like everything that Marvel has done lately has had that One World Under Doom banner.
Right.
And so I saw this and just automatically assumed it would tie into that in some way.
I thought the same thing.
And it's not. It's its own thing,
It's its own thing.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Once again, I just want to show off once again. Cool cover. Who is the cover artist on that? It looks like Eddie Granov, maybe. Where did the credits go?
They're in the back.
Artist. Cover artist. Oh, Lieber Mayo. Duh. Oh, I should have known that's Lieber Mayo. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it looks cool. So yeah, that's nice. So yeah, enjoyable enough if you like Dr. Doom.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Cool. Then I probably will check it out. Yeah. All right. Final book we're going to talk about, and it's like, I guess it's kind of a cute animal. It's Invincible Universe Battle Beast. Nice. Issue 2, finally. Issue 1 definitely sold really well. I think it's sold out pretty much everywhere. We had a second printing the other week. We talked about that. Very excited for issue 2. I was just telling a friend earlier today like I read Invincible back in the day when it was coming out,
Right.
and it was one of my favorite books. And I haven't necessarily kept up with reading Robert Kirkman's stuff. Like I think he's a solid writer, but there was just something magical about Invincible at that time that I feel like he hasn't necessarily been able to recapture.
Yeah.
But reading Battle Beast really brought me back to that, where it just felt like reading classic Kirkman in his prime. And maybe, admittedly, that's probably because Ryan Otley is back for the art, and I really appreciate that this is like a spin-off of Invincible, but it's not necessarily like a tie-in to Invincible.
Yeah.
So you can just read this and enjoy it. And I love how they kind of get away with this gruesomeness of this, but it's like green alien blood. But yeah, Battle Beast is just fantastic. I love the whole dynamic of he's kind of this villainous character who just has a lust to kill things, but he's gotten bored with his lust to kill, so he just wants to find something to kill him. Very, simple, high concept, and he keeps getting all these other characters involved in the story who hate him and want to help him die. And there's like kind of a fun Easter egg in this issue. I don't remember if you were there when the Baron and I were talking about it.
Yeah.
But in this issue, Battle Beast joins the Blood Games on this planet so that he can win a grand prize, some money, so that they can accomplish a meager goal. And spoiler alert, these characters show up. Who is that right there? That is Captain Jean-Luc Picard, William T. Riker, and Deanna Troi. And that's like straight, just almost full on their actual uniforms. So that's a fun little. Oh, also check out this guy getting obliterated. Yeah, lots of aliens getting split open, and lots of blood and guts and gore, and it's just so much fun. I really like it. It's like I don't know if I have favorite comics anymore. It's just like I'm kind of beyond that.
You know what you like and you know what you don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like this is definitely up there with one of my. I anticipate reading it the most, like when it comes out. Gotcha. So there's that for whatever that's worth. But yeah, so that's I don't want to dwell too much on Battle Beast. Did you read issue 1? I forget.
I read issue 1.
That's right. That's we talked about that with the. Okay, are you going to read issue 2?
Of course.
Now that I just spoiled it all for you.
It's all good.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could pretty much just have it spoiled by saying Battle Beast kills a bunch of characters. I know.
Read that.
Gasp. That's pretty much could have expected that. But yeah, it's cool. So I'm glad you're liking it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty much everything we got to talk about that's coming out tomorrow. There's some other stuff, but none of it's as cool as Battle Beast. I'll be honest. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Like our good friend Dan says, there's comics out there for everybody. It's not just superheroes. So go out there and buy some comics, but you should definitely get them from us here at Fantasy Books and Games. Because we're just a little cooler than
just a bit.
Some of the other stores.
Like a lot.
And you can talk to us about comics. We love talking about comics. So yeah, from me, Aaron, and you, Sam, and everybody else, thank you and good night.
All right.